So I wasn't gonna do a VOD for you, but there are a few things, quote unquote, advanced tips now that you're sort of, you know, you're playing her more, and there's a few things that that we need to go over. So tip number one, it's your swing is it's a melee attack, which means that it can be manipulated to go farther. So for example, in like at the beginning of a match, right, if you're breaking little railings, if you do it like this, if you swing your melee, it'll get like all of them. And this happens consistently. You can do it with Ryan too, where he swings across his screen, so you can manipulate it to hit more people. Same goes with Brig Flail. You can hit multiple people at the same time with one swing by just moving your camera. Does that make sense? So usually, even if you angle it, like if you angle it, you can do it correctly. Like if they're sitting like this. Otherwise, like it only hits. It's only far enough to hit one. See if I can get them to pop up again. It's only far enough to hit one, so you swinging your camera makes it so that they can hit multiple, you know? Step number two, when you hold your shield, you get a wider frame of view than you do just sitting here. So look on the left. Whoops. Look on the left of your screen. There's a computer screen that'll just disappear because there's a wider frame of view when you have your shield up, and you don't have your giant weapon blocking the entire right half of your screen. So when you have your shield up, you can see a lot more, and it stops you from getting randomly headshot by stuff. Especially in a meta with a pocketed Ashe, will usually be on the enemy team. Having your shield up just so you can see will also keep you from dying instantly. So when you're sitting up on high ground like here, I kind of just want you to like AD strafe and just kind of sit here and shield. And then when you see your person that you need to flail, put it down, oops, go back. That's it. So right now you're kind of just sitting up here and doing this, which is fine, except for it leaves you vulnerable, it leaves your entire head hitbox vulnerable, and you can't see as much, right? It, like look at the difference of that, right? Like this, where you see the giant weapon on the right side, you see nothing on the left side. All of a sudden, you see stairs on the left side, and you see that door on the right side that was entirely blocked by your weapon. See that? It's just wildly different. And then let's go into your VOD really fast. I want to go over a little bit of Hanamura. You played this very well, like exactly how I wanted you to play it, pretty much, except for a few small things which we'll go over here. Then another huge thing that you need to watch out for that a lot of people still don't get the concept of, even in my games, is waiting to use your abilities until an ultimate comes. So if you know an ultimate's coming, you save that ability until an ultimate happens. For example, their team, they have a Reinhardt and a Hog, right? And they also have a Nano. So what you're going to want to do, if they have a Nano, or if they have Hoggle, or if they have Bob, you're going to wait to use your whip shot until those come out, and then you can boop them away. For like Hog, just boop him away and he'll be useless. Nano grind, boop him away while he's charging and he'll just hit a wall. Same with Bob, just boop him away and he'll get off the point.
3, 2, 1.
Your whip's a pretty long, or a pretty short cooldown, so it's not that big of a deal, but just keep that in mind. So like right here, you should just be like holding your shield because somebody might come through this window and just bop you in the head. This Hanzo could definitely be doing that right now, and you wouldn't even see it coming. And you'd be dead. That's another thing. You couldn't see here, but make sure that you're saving boop for Mercy Roses if you know they have a Mercy. Of course, it's too early in the game, so you didn't really know, and also you can see her, but just for future reference. Saving your boop for specific abilities like that. And don't drop from high ground here, because now you are super, super vulnerable if they decide to push you instead of Orisa, there's nobody that can help you. That's why you're positioned up there. You're very, very squishy. Try not to boop during halt, just because he'll aim it towards multiple people and you can boop people out of it on accident. So be careful about that.
Feeling better?
That was perfect, by the way. Great job. Okay, so let's go back here. This goes into the importance of playing corners. So you see the shield break, and all of a sudden you're out in the open, because you can stun this Ryan. So what you need to do is cut off the LOS. What you need to do is go right behind this corner and cut off your LOS in the middle. Right now, everyone can see you. And no one can see Hawk. They see you and a fortified Orisa, and you're in front of her. So, from their point of view, right now, from Ash's point of view, she can see you and Twigs, and you're just gonna get rolled. So, be careful of playing out here like this because of that reason. If you do end up pushing this corner, make sure you're playing LOS, you know? Because that's gonna happen. Hawk tried to help you, but there's just not much you can do in that situation. Also, Adam just goes nuts here and kills everyone. Wait. Ooh, that. Yeah, I don't like that. So, back when I played League more often, there was this move called, me and my friend called it making our way downtown. And what this would signify is that the enemy jungler would just walk through mid. And everyone could see him. He was no longer hidden, and he was completely vulnerable to everyone. This is sort of like that, where you're walking in front of the choke for no reason to make it back to your spot. You could go around, it would take longer, but it would be more worthwhile for you to do so. Same works in League in the jungle. You could take the mid, and you could just go through and all the way to, from bot to top, but you are seen, you have a chance of dying, and it's just easier to go through your jungle because it makes you not seen, you don't die, but it does take a little bit longer. Like, you should be dead. If this was a coordinated team, and that was a good Roadhog, you'd be dead. Also wanted to go over this. So, when you are down, when they lose a person, when we first get our pick, that's the point where you transition your role, kind of, okay? So, before the fight starts, you're sort of that, the boot people away and just bonk them. And then as the fight starts getting more and more in your favor, once the first pick comes, you can drop down and then sort of start going for swinging with your tanks. Once the second pick happens, that's when you and your tanks go full in and are all in on the enemy team. Does that make sense? So you could have dropped a little bit earlier there and helped a little bit more on the swinging part of things. Once you get a pick or two picks, that's when the fun of Brig starts, because then you just get to roll face because they can't deal enough damage to kill you. So basic idea being one pick, you can drop from where you are. Two picks, you go full in on the enemy team with your tanks. However, that being said, you have to wait for your tanks. If you go first, you're going to die. If you're right behind your Sigma, perfect. That's exactly where you should be. Like right now, for example, Diana shooting at you. If she would have tagged you, we would have had to use a cooldown on you. Or, you know, like a grenade or whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But if it was someone else and they actually hit their shots, it's a lot more dangerous. This was great, by the way, moving the Hog into the corner so Also this, also perfect. You going to point public tracer was great. So I'll go through shield baiting after this. It's pretty it's a concept that Rhine players and Sig players know pretty well, and I'll explain that later. It's baiting cooldowns using your shield. Like, for example, here, booping the Hanzo was fine, but the better boop would be the Nano Rhine to get him out of whack, and so he can't touch point. Because that Nano Rhine just then came up and just clapped your cheeks. We don't want that. The claps from the team took way too long on this. Way too long.
I'm on fire.
And Hawkfire's nasty and full spawn.
Feel better soon.
30 seconds remaining.
We continue upon this trajectory, less than satisfied.
So if we look at our ultimates, we have Bongo Sig, which are probably going to use together. Which means you can wait to use yours till like once those two ults don't, if those two ults don't get anything, that's when you use yours. That Hanzo should have killed you 3 times, but he just missed 3 different times. You should be dead. That, I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but booping people into flexes was another thing I was going to go over. I haven't watched this yet, but that's perfect. Booping people into ultimates is always good. Very good stuff. You tried your best there, you just kind of got railed. I'd say you are a little bit split from your team. You didn't have to be on point, because look at the contested amount, right? You don't have to be on point. They can stay on point if you wanted to be sitting with your tank still. You're a little bit alone. There's not really much you can do about a Tracer and a Lucio.
That wasn't the plan.
So I think that should be pretty much it that I wanted to go over with you. One last thing is that shield baiting. So a lot of characters in this game, their abilities can be blocked with a shield, right? So you have Hog Hook, for example. What else? I don't know, even just bullets normally, right, can be blocked. But basically, right, you're using your shield to try to get abilities out of people, right? So if I'm 1v1 this guy, I'll put up my shield, and then I'll fake like I'm swinging by dropping, and then put it up again right after, and I'll like fake it a little bit by canceling the animation. Whoops. Like that, right? You cancel the swing animation. So it looks like you're going to go for like a whip, or, you know, a swing, but you aren't, and you just go for it, and then they'll use abilities towards it, right? So if you're 1v1ing a Hog, sitting here chilling, hitting him, and then you know he has hook back up, so you shield it, and then you drop it for... You shield, you drop it for a split second, go for a swing, and then cancel it, and he'll hook. Almost consistently every single time. Same works for a lot of characters, right? If you're 1v1ing somebody like a Tracer, and they don't want to hit your shield, they want to try to hit you, you can drop it, and then they'll put a clip into it, and you can keep swinging on them. Make sense? So a lot of the small things on Brig is managing your shield correctly, because it's really small. So if you can use it to its full potential, it should always be like tapped a little bit, you know, so it's always recharging. And you're tanking a little bit of damage as well, if that makes sense. You shouldn't be... Okay, maybe I'll reword that. You shouldn't be, like, frontline tanking all the time, but you should be using it to block stuff that would be coming towards you. Like, don't go out of your way to push, like, shield damage on yourself, you know? Anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to go over. You're doing a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. I could not have asked for a better main support, just because you are learning so very quickly. I look forward to seeing you play Brig and just get more, and not Mercy, because that's Shawnee's job, and if I give that job to you, then she'll be angry at me. So yeah. If you have any questions, let me know. Hit me up.